With this final video for Leviticus, connecting faith to business, I want to talk about two things: a time to rest and a time to sow and reap. And when we look at this particular area of time to rest in Leviticus chapter 25, John Maxwell calls a summary of this verses, it's a time to rest and sharpen the axe. And it doesn't mean to really chop someone else's head off or to an axe through a business. What it really means is that you get dull on the journey, and having that time to rest will sharpen you up, and decision making actually becomes easier and clearer when you have, that axe sharpened, or the mind sharpened, or the heart sharpened. And through the chapter of 25, God talks to Moses and says, every 6 years you work, sow and plant and reap, and then on the seventh year you rest. And you do that for 7 times. And then on the 49th year, you then finish your work, and in the 50th year you rest that year. Now the aim was each of these, every 7th year and the 50th year, was to rest the land and to allow the land to replenish itself, rather than take every nutrient out of it. And that used to be certainly a policy, and still is, with a lot of farmers, but we're finding more and more for productivity and return and just bottom line that people are less and less resting. And as business people, we don't rest enough. We've been given 6 days to work and 7th day to rest. And I used to thought that was a great suggestion, but what I discovered when my wife pointed out to me, especially this day and age where I'm speaking, I can be speaking in churches and events, etc. I can go 7 days for week after week and not realise I needed to have a day off. And what it does is it does sharpen the mind. It does sharpen the thinking, and it sharpens the focus, and you're able to build your relationships in amongst that. And I've called this the 3 R's, if you like: rest, restore and review. A great opportunity to review things before moving forward. So there's a good lesson in terms of resting. The second one I wanted to share was sowing and reaping. What you sow, you reap. And in chapter 26, it talks about, what you sow, well, actually sowing and reaping. And, you can sow seeds and you get a crop. You don't sow seeds, you don't get a crop. The words we speak is sowing seeds. The type of words. When we invest in something, that's sowing something to get a return. When helping people, supporting people, encouraging people, it's sowing a seed. And you need to sow into your relationships, not just wait for 6 years to go by or 6 days to go by. It's part of our everyday living, is to sow into our relationship, to sow into our people, and to sow into the business. But sometimes we just need to have that break, as I've just talked about, so we can rethink through and review, what's happening. I just want to finish this video with 5 areas to watch out for, and I've just written them down, and I call them, these are some wrong attitudes we can have. An attitude, 1, that's not good enough. It's the okay principle, that's okay, but I'm telling you, okay is not okay. We should excel to be the best in everything we do. Number 2, don't create poor relationships. If we don't build people up, we're not going to be built up, and we're not going to have people we can connect with. And you do need some time to sit and talk with someone through issues, get good input. Poor relationships don't bring good input into your life. Number 3, too many voices. Man, with social media and the media and family and friends trying to give business advice, and a lot of other people, there are too many voices. We've got to listen to the right voices, and then we've got to learn to make our decision. Some business people listen to everyone else and try and get other people to make decisions for them. They're accountants, they're lawyers, business associates. They don't want to make a decision themselves. But if you're a manager, you're a CEO, managing director, president, whatever it is, you have to make a decision. Number 4, another poor attitude is avoiding change. We're in an area where things are changing, market is changing, consumers are thinking and buying and researching differently. We can't do things the good old days. That's why businesses that were very good have disappeared, because they've not changed with the times. The recessions and the pandemic and the growth of social media has changed the way we do things forever. And the last one, number 5, we're always, a bad attitude or wrong attitude is looking for excuses and who to blame. And I did that for many years working in the advertising agency, until I learnt that if I'm a leader, the buck does stop with me. Even if I didn't make that bad decision, I've got to learn how to fix it, deal with it, manage it. And it's interesting how that can be a catapult to take you forward. Well, that finishes the book of Leviticus. I bet you didn't think there was that many things, in that book. And in fact, there's more, but I've tried to keep it to 4 videos. So I'll see you in the next video.